It's 10 trivia questions on cult films and butter. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show. Today's episode is a weird one. It's called Cult Films and Butter, two things that have no relation, but both popped up on cards in a Trivial Pursuit game I have called Trivial Pursuit Bet Your Life Edition, something like that. You get to bet poker chips on what you know in the game. It's very fun. And it's called Bet You Know It. I think that's what it's called. But I thought that these would be very fun and different. I did a couple episodes like this. I think we did a whole week of episodes like this in the fall, where I took two random cards. We did 5 questions from each category. So we're doing that again today. I was just watching some of the Oscars illegally streaming on Facebook, and somebody was doing it live, and I got to watch the first couple awards and performances. And then I was like, I think I'm good. So I have not seen, I don't think, a single nominated movie this year. But it's just sometimes on my radar, sometimes it's not. I totally forgot they were even on tonight, and then I jumped on Facebook and saw people posting about it. So I was like, I'll watch a little bit. But let me know what you thought of the Oscars, and if all the movies you wanted to win won on social media at Ryan Buds on just about everything. I would love to hear your take on stuff. And we're going to give you some challenges right now to kick off today's episode. We have 4 films in which Will Smith appears. He was at the Oscars tonight. They made a joke about him and Jada Pinkett having an open marriage. 4 films in which Will Smith appears. 2 TV shows that are hidden camera shows. 4 book titles in which Vikings appear. 6 songs about food. And 2 amusement park rides based on movies. What does that mean? Oh, got it. Okay, I was like, at first, that didn't make any sense. But hopefully it makes sense to you, and you can name at least 2 of them while you're playing along out loud with the show. We've got 10 questions for you, 5 on cult films, 5 on butter. Coming up right now, here we go. All right, starting off with 5 questions on cult films. Let's see if you know these. Question number 1, what is the city that's the setting for The Big Lebowski? What city is The Big Lebowski set in? Number 1. Question number 2, what actress turned talk show host starred in the John Waters film Hairspray? What actress turned talk show host starred in Hairspray? Number 3, who directed the famously terrible Plan 9 from Outer Space? Who directed Plan 9 from Outer Space? Number 4, the movie poster for Office Space shows a man completely covered with what office supply item? The movie poster for Office Space shows a man completely covered with what office supply item? And number 5, what propaganda film achieved cult status for its humorously inaccurate depictions of the effects of marijuana? All right, moving on to butter, a very different category from cult films. Let's see if you know these 5 questions on butter. Number 6, where might you attend the annual Sparta Butter Fest? Would that be in Michigan, Minnesota, or Wisconsin? Where might you attend the annual Sparta Butter Fest? Michigan, Minnesota, or Wisconsin? Number 7, a large movie popcorn with butter has about how many calories? 680, 950, or 1,600? How many calories in a large movie popcorn with butter? Number 8, what is Mrs. Butterworth's first name? Is it Betty, Joy, or Marge? What is Mrs. Butterworth's first name? Betty, Joy, or Marge? Number 9, cow sculptures made of butter have been a state fair icon in what state since 1911? Cow sculptures made of butter have been a state fair icon in which state since 1911? And your last question for today's episode, number 10, in what country was margarine invented? In what country was margarine invented? Those are all your questions for cult films and butter. We're going to slide on into those answers right after this. We are back with the answers to cult films and butter. Let's see how you did on today's very random pairing episode. Here are your cult film answers. Number 1, in what city is The Big Lebowski set? That would be Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, California. That rug really tied the room together. Famous quote from that movie. Number 2, what actress turned talk show host starred in Hairspray? That would be Ricki Lake. She also made a cameo in the 2007 musical remake of Hairspray. Number 3, who directed the famously terrible Plan 9 from Outer Space? There's an episode of Seinfeld where Jerry and the gang go see this movie, and he says, Elaine, I think he's talking to Elaine, he says, plans 1 through 8 have failed. This is the 9th plan. It's the worst. And it's Ed Wood. Ed Wood. Number 4, the movie poster for Office Space shows a man completely covered in Post-it notes. Post-it notes. And number 5, what propaganda film achieved cult status for its humorously inaccurate depictions of the effects of marijuana? That was Reefer Madness. Reefer Madness. On to butter. Question number 6, where might you attend the annual Sparta Butterfest? That would be in Wisconsin. I've done some stand-up in Sparta, Wisconsin more than once. Number 7, a large movie popcorn with butter has about how many calories? It's the most, 1,600 calories. It says if popped in coconut oil, which some theaters no longer do. Number 8, what is Mrs. Butterworth's first name? It is Joy. Joy Butterworth. I'd watch that biopic. Is that a real character? Number 9, how cow sculptures made of butter have been a state fair icon in what state since 1911? Iowa. It takes 600 pounds of butter, much of which is recycled and reused for up to 10 years. And number 10, in what country was margarine invented? It was invented in France, first developed as a butter substitute for the French military. And there you have it. Some fun facts on cult films and butter, brought to you by an old Trivial Pursuit game from the 2000s. Thanks for playing along today. We have a fact of the day for you, and the fact is that Leo Fender, inventor of the Telecaster and Stratocaster, could not play guitar. This guy's like, I can make it, but I can't play it. There you go. That'd be like if I hosted trivia and I'm like, I can't play. I just physically can't do it. I don't have it in my brain to know anything, which sometimes is the case. I feel like I know about half of the questions when I go play other trivia nights. And if you live in the Tri-Cities part of Johnson City, Kingsport, and Bristol, Tennessee, where I live, I do have a Facebook group called Tri-City Trivia Lovers, where I post all of the local hosting companies and their schedules every week. Sometimes I go to them, I take pictures, I meet people, and I also post, of course, my own stuff in there. So if you are in this area and you listen to the podcast, just search Tri-City Trivia Lovers, and you'll find that on Facebook. Join the group. Would love to have you. We're at, I think, 30 members. And when we hit 50, I'm going to start giving stuff away. So if you want to win prizes, come join that group. Thanks for listening today, guys. You can also still get your $150 if you refer me to a friend who books a party. That would be super cool of you. I would love for you to do that. RyanBuds@gmail.com with any leads, and I'll send you cash. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you next time for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.